Yo, so this is Mazcab we're on now. We're sporting the lovely new mage kit, the superior version. So we're just going to give you a bit of a run around. This here is one of the Gobi villages called Kanatar. This will be probably one of the first places they come to, do you reckon?
Yeah, so this is right near the entrance to all of the actual raiding content. It's, yeah, probably the first thing that you'll see if you're not interested in fighting bosses and exploring the world. So these Gobis are ones that are right near where basically the air route have set up. So they're not doing too well. They, you know, have to fight off attackers and...
Yeah, you'll see that their village is in ruins. Yeah, so this camp in particular is at the mercy of the air route some of the time. So yeah, they're constantly trying to rebuild. So this NPC is
got a little crying Gobi. I missed that. I haven't seen.
Oh yeah, we've got little bricks down here crying his eyes out. But yeah, you'll see this Gobi looks a bit different from the others. They have their varying sort of levels of rock on their back, and this is one of the elders who's got basically a giant rock on their back. So you talk to them to get various sort of lore, learn a thing or two about the Gobis. And then, do you want to talk through Trinks a little bit?
Yeah, so you can also opt to help the Gobis out with some of their problems. And you can talk to our taskmaster here, Trinks. He'll give you jobs to do, like fight off the air route, help rebuild, our defenses, go on like a beacon and things like that. Just like little odd jobs, and completing those will give you reputation with the Gobis, which will unlock various rewards. Will unlock various rewards that I think we've mentioned on previous streams. Things like the ability to set up a player-owned house on Mazcab and therefore set up a teleport tablet to it. Ability to get led around by guides who are dotted around the world. So yeah, mostly convenience things and like cosmetic things. There's a pet. But there's some unlocks that are quite useful if you want to raid, such as the ability to visit a banker between bosses 1 and 2. Yeah, I think if we go and check with Aka Kanata, I think if you right-click on him, he has the ability to, yep, we can see it, a shiny reputation interface that Chris put together.
Everything.
Really so great. Yeah, so this is like a list of all of the different unlocks you get and at where you get them at, and you can do that by speaking to any of the Gobi elders. Also, there's an event that we've called the courier event around here. So if we go and find, is it Quasi? Yep, there we go. That's the right one. So for this event, this is the I think we mentioned it as like a safe PvP warband style event that becomes active every 12 hours. And you can come here and sign up, and you're tasked with ferrying these supplies from this town to another one that's called Otot. It's in the top left of the Mazcab area. Go on, just run for it. Just pretend that you've got something.
All right, so yeah, I've got some supplies. So we don't want to run all the way though. So this is the sort of general direction you'd be taking the supplies in. You have to sort of ferry them across Mazcab.
So when you do this, you are flagged for PvP. Other participants in the event can attack you. You can attack them.
You can toggle it on and off. So yeah, you can control whether you're taking part or not, and it is safe death. So
yeah, if you die, the only thing you'll drop or lose are the supplies as part of the mini game. You're not going to lose any of your equipment. Nothing's going to degrade.
Yeah, I am just going to show a little something that Mod Chris L just came over and suggested that we run. So this is basically a little thing that happens every now and again. You'll spot these Gobis. You'll notice the rocks on their backs are pretty big. So I don't know if you guys have seen how Gobis die yet, but they wander into the wilderness knowing that it's their time to pass. The poor little baby
Zoom in.
is gonna lose his parents. Oh god.
Oh, that anim's been updated.
Yeah. And yeah, the rocks get too heavy for them to bear anymore, and they get squished.
So moving
Swiftly on from that.
That's nothing, whatever.
So we'll give you a quick overview of the world map now.
Yeah.
Is that the correct thing to do? So yeah, this is where we just were down by Kanatar, and we've wandered up here past the portal and the entrance to raids, and it took us out into the wilderness here. I will just show you guys quickly to the south, actually links in with what we just showed you. The Gobi graveyard is down here, over here. So you'll notice lots of squash gobies, and basically this statue here is something that we've added to allow you guys to find out a little bit of lore about the gobies. So around the surface world of Mazcab, you'll find there's a lot of there's small fragments which you can pick up, and you bring them to this statue. And if you use the objects on the statue, you'll find out a little bit of backstory for various things around Mazcab, or like things that are part of the raids and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah. And do we want to show? So I think we showed this forest last time. Do we want to show it?
Yeah,
now?
yeah. We'll head over to the.
Yeah.
To the
So we showed this last time, but the environment team have had another pass on it this week. So this is the randomly generated forest. So every time you go in here, it will look completely different. There'll be different like hidden secrets and stuff and different pathways. But if multiple people, so it's unique per world. So if multiple people go in at the same time, you'll all see the same thing. But if you all leave and all go back in, then it might reconfigure itself. And it looks like this is maybe one of my favorite things in the whole project, has been like watching this evolve, because it's like,
it is really cool.
yeah,
Like the just like some of the things you can find in here. There's like secrets for you to discover. Some of the mini quests that you do to get Gobi rep will actually take you in here as well. So it does link into some of the other stuff around Mazcab.
there is also one really small chance. Every once in a while in the forest, a rare NPC will spawn, and that'll be announced to everyone who's currently in the forest at the time. And the first person to catch that NPC will unlock a pet. And that will happen at very, very low frequency. So watch out for that one. Oh. Look, this is a rookie mistake. You need a lightning thing for that.
I don't want to show off too much just yet, but
yeah.
Oh look, here we go. We got the Gobi traitor. That's the aim of one of the mini quests. You gotta go and take out the Gobi traitor. But I think that's all we're going to show you for now.
Yeah.
Anything else you can think of?
I don't know. Are we going to show the armor sets, or the next guy's going to show the armor sets?
We'll
show the concept art.
Yeah, we'll check that on the screens now, and then we'll have Ramen and Avatar joining you guys. Right,
John, feel free to loop back around them again. Loop back around them all again after.
Yeah, I saw it. It was just like the finalize it too.
Kyle, first thing, shut the Amazon game because I'll go once after this.
All right.
Cool. So I think we're on.
Yep. So here you can see the cool magic gear.
Do you want to say what it's called?
Yeah. So this is our primeval gear. This is the superior set. So it's slightly swankier than the other one that we've got.
This is the tier 2 gear.
Yeah, this is the second tier gear, which is the rare drop stuff, not the raid currency stuff. So the set effects that we've got on these, both sets of gear have set effect to when it procs, it resets all the cooldowns on your defensive abilities. So it's tank heaven right there. It's going to be pretty awesome for the big long fights that you're going to be taking part in raids. Now the pristine gear, or the superior stuff that we've got here, that has an additional effect on it that is going to give you bonus damage based on the shield that you're wearing. So it's going to give you, it's not quite as much as wielding an offhand, but it's about sort of half of that. So it's going to give tanks are going to hit a bit harder with that. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Rather than your damage being stunted because you are wearing sort of tankier gear and obviously a shield which takes away your offhand.
Yeah,
so.
And both sets mix. So if you've got one, like if you happen to have like the superior boots, and you've got just the standard, the rest of the gear is all standard, that'll count towards the set effect as well. So you haven't got to worry about getting all of one set to benefit from them.
Cool.
Right, I think Ramen's going to show you some of the new abilities now.
Cool. So with obviously the release of raids, we are dropping 5 abilities. So the ones I'll go through are, we have 2 fillers for magic and range, and these are called, you'll see them down here, they're called Corruption Blast and Corruption Shot. I'll go over these briefly. They are a dot you can apply to your target, and then this dot will spread to targets around you, slowly spreading, and it hits high and then it slowly ticks down, the damage decreasing. So that's pretty much them ones. I'll cover them ones pretty quickly. So I'll just show it here.
They're meant to be to like cover the areas that we missed in the rotations for ranged and magic. So hopefully that will give ranged and magic guys some love there.
Cool. So the other ones we have Storm Shards and we have Shatter. So the idea behind Storm Shards is it's sort of a teamwork ability, so everyone can apply a stack to an NPC, and you can see the stacks here.
You want to move it around, it's under the camera.
Oh yeah, my bad. Okay, so you can see the stacks applied here. So currently I have 2 Storm Shards, I now have 3. So at any point during the fight, Fred could use Shatter, and this would take the stacks on the NPC and then apply a pretty hefty amount of damage.
Yeah. So each time a stack's applied, it's sort of it logs the amount of damage you would have done for that attack, and stacks it on the NPC, so that when someone casts Shatter, all of the damage goes in one go. So you can get a massive hit.
So it's a very teamwork based thing. So if you're in Virago, you can have everyone with Shatter on their ability bar, and then near the end of a phase, or where you want to push damage, say on phase 5, you'd get someone to use Shatter. And the cool thing about this ability is it doesn't apply the same rules as the max hit. This can hit a good amount.
It will hit up to 30k.
I think 30k's are max, but it's pretty cool. I mean, usually when you're using Berserk and you're assaulting, you may see some 12k's, but this can go above and beyond.
This will also work in PvP as well, so it's going to be interesting when people get piled with that. But using Freedom will halve the damage and the stacks on it as well, so we haven't completely forgotten about it.
So while we've been talking, I've been applying stacks. So currently it has 5 stacks. It can have a maximum of 10 stacks. So now if I use Shatter, hopefully, there we go, an 8.7k straight off the back. So it can hit higher. Obviously, I'm in lower gear. I'm not overloaded, so you can see the amount of damage that comes from this. So now the last ability.
Oh, it's worth noting the Storm Charge is a basic, and the Shatter is a threshold.
Yeah. So when you unlock these, you unlock them together. You don't have to unlock them separately. Otherwise, you're having the attack without the trigger. So the final ability, which is an ultimate, we call Onslaught.
Awesome.
So like the idea behind Onslaught is you're putting all your raw power into this ability. So you're putting your overload, your life,
prayer.
Not prayer. So you're putting your adrenaline, your life, and your overload timer. And I think it was your stats, but we went back on that just because. I'll show you this ability now. So here you go. I'll move the camera so you can see the dummy. So here's the player. The player's putting all their force, all their overload. If I had overload on, it would just be hitting constant 10s. because I have this debuff proc called max HP on, you're going to be seeing it hit 50Ks and just overload 10Ks. But obviously, as players can only have like a maximum of 12K life points, they're going to be taken down pretty fast. But you will still be able to pump out a good, maybe it's 25K
cool.
damage.
It's going to be interesting to see how long people can stay alive using this with people helping them.
I can show you that without max HP off, so bear with me 1 second.
Yeah, we'll show you actually what happens when if you use this without our godly mod powers.
So far, onslaught end. No, what is it? I spelled onslaught wrong. Onslaught end. There we go, 0. So, like a normal player was, say I was on, let's say I'm DPSing phase 2 Virago. I would do this. Let me set SA_energy. Okay, then I'll do it. So here we go. All my force, a bit of damage. Start taking my adren. Now this is where it will be taking my overload timer, and now it started to take me. There you go. And obviously, if I had a sign of life, it triggered my sign of life.
Almost.
But I can show that again with the thing on camera. Let's set life points. All right, here we go. So we're 12K life points. We're full HP at Virago. We use the ability. Start pumping out some damage. Taking my adren. If I was overloaded, this is where it'd be taken down, and then it starts hitting damage on me, and then slowly.
KO.
It's a pretty cool ability.
Awesome. So yeah, that's gonna hurt bosses and players and who knows what. Do we want to quickly show the boss 2 area?
Yep, we can do that. So let's go to 6812.
Cool. So we'll just give you a cheeky glimpse of the boss 2 area. So this is the beach where you'll be fighting Yakamaru.
So yeah, let's have a look around. Let's start from over here.
Yeah. So here we go. We've got an awesome cliff here. So this is some of the awesome environment stuff that's been going into raids.
All these little
really good job.
Little nature things down here. Nature things. Sorry, all these little plants and nice cool things.
So if you pan around, or you can see. So this is a beach on the shore of Mazcab. So you'll come from Beastmaster, you'll come up into the mountains and you'll go into the Gobi Canal, which will save that for release. But this is where you'll fight the water boss. It's going to be a very interesting fight. It will be pretty cool to see how people deal with it.
It is awesome, and there's a little statue in the water. So let's go back to the cliff, have a look over there. Anywhere else we want to go look?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spawn.
Do you want to spoil him?
Do I need to be in? Okay.
Yeah.
So ready? See. Cool. Let's complete group. Teleport all group members, and then run for Brock. Oh, that puts me in boss 1.
Wrong boss.
Wrong boss. 1 second. Today 06712. Look, this always happens on every stream. Something goes wrong when I'm taking the wheel.
No, what are you doing?
I'm queuing for Yakamaru.
Just use raid test.
Raid test.
There we go.
Yakamaru.
Okay, so
look.
Here he is.
Okay. After a bit of faffing about, here we go. So, do we want to spawn him?
Yep, go on, spawn him. So here is
Yakamaru.
Water boss Yakamaru, and he is going to wreck your day. I don't think we'll show much more than this, but you can just get an idea of the kind of damage and stuff that he's doing. And, there we go. It's one of his great. Oh, no chance.
I'm dead.
Game over.
But that's
it. That's raids.
That's Yakamaru. Obviously, I do now.
I think we're done. Yep, we'll go join everyone back on the sofa.
Thank you very much.
We're back. And I'm wearing a hat. I can see now how ridiculous I look in this hat. I thought I looked cool. Not.
You used to be cool.
No, I've got a hat that's going to be in the merch store. I'm going to take it off and just leave it. Because I don't look good in a hat. But I don't know why. I was given a hat, and so I said I'd wear it. Yeah. Mod Ramen can do the honours and wear the godless hat.
I hate wearing hats. I do support the god. Oh, no, I don't. I support Zaras, but yeah. Virago.
There we go.
Nah, I'm not doing it. Chris, you can wear it.
No one else can wear that now. I'm just going to put it on the table.
There we go.
There we go.
Right, that was obviously pretty awesome. we wanted to jump into the game pretty much straight away and show everyone like all the cool stuff. So I guess, well, thank you for that. If you'd like to ask questions about it, feel free to ask on the chat. We've picked out loads of the questions you've asked so far and have them down here, as well as questions from Reddit and the forums as well, which we're pretty much just going to go through now and shoot through them all.
I'm going to start by answering the obvious question though. Kyle, is that useful on playthroughs?
No. I'm
He had
sort
one
of-
job to stand on the geezer. Did he make it? No, he died.
Look, no, I died. If I had full HP, I would have made it. But
Cheating. You know.
I am awesome on playthroughs. I'm clearly the team player.
Yeah, poor,
There's
poor
nothing about
When
PVM.
it actually comes down to it, when life's on the line,
Useless.
just cracks.
What? No. I'm the savior.
Well, this guy's
supportive team members.
Oh
here,
yeah,
whatever.
Fred would provoke on his revolution, but it's like Fred, stop poking the boss. He's like, I'm not.
I was trying
You look
out,
right,
I was
and he is
trying out my
provoked.
awesome new defense revo bar to use with the new T90.
Did you have
armor
insight on there too?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Just toggle it on and off
Great.
over and over again.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to start with the questions that are more related to prior to raids, so we'll just jump into those first. From A asked, how did Virago get into space?
Big leap.
Big leap. Alright. I'm
Rocket
Rubik.
boots.
Is Tusker dead?
Well,
And
that
also,
is it.
because from Uriel, as far as we know, gods turn into stone upon death. How didn't Tusker turn into stone? Does this mean she's still alive?
Yeah, Tusker's definitely dead. Basically, gods turn into stone when all their energy sort of drains out of them, all their anima pours out. But with Tusker, it's not like there's just a gaping wound or anything, so the anima's sort of like, there's some residual anima in her. And that's what you see, like all the sort of energy sort of going along
I feel
her.
like this is our weekly like makeup lure on the spot. So
we got together before this because we were getting tweets about it and everything, so that's
okay, fair enough.
genuinely
No,
the reason.
usually, like
Sure.
every week, we make we make up something on the spot, like quickly fill a hole.
Because it's her energy that's powering the portal as well, so
Yeah.
like if she just turned to stone, that portal wouldn't be open. So
Okay. And then from Tony Shu 2008 was when will the Tusker lodestone be reactivated?
The lodestone isn't going to be reactivated. It's
Not enough energy to power that.
the lodestone's being removed. There are still plenty of ways to get to Tusker. There's the Estromancer in Lumbridge. You can go to the Desert Lodestone, and there are going to be a couple of extra ways to get to Mazcab. When you unlock them through reputation, you'll be able to use a teletab. That's the word.
Alright, cool. Alright, so those are the ones like pre-raids. So jump into some of the raids questions from Marius Verus. My Gobi question is, with the first batch of Mazcab content, we find out who is the god or the goddess of the Gobies, or do we have to wait for the quest?
So through the Mazcab content, you'll find out about the Gobi's relationship
Oh,
to
that's
the
cool.
gods, and yeah,
Is there a lot of
you'll
lore
find it
packed
from
in then?
Yeah,
with
the answers are in there.
yeah.
Alright, cool. So Marius Verus, you'll be able to find out if you just visit and
Explores.
explore. Judge Neo asks, new armor, what are the set effects, which we already kind of mentioned.
Yeah.
twice. Do you want to just
Yeah,
make
we went over them briefly. So both sets have the set effect of completely removing all of your defensibility cooldowns.
Okay.
It's pretty cool in playthroughs and stuff. It was like being able to pop barricades sort of twice within like 10 seconds of each other is pretty awesome. There is an internal cooldown on it, so it's not
Okay,
crazy.
so you can't
OP.
endlessly.
Yeah, it won't
pop
happen all the time. I think the cooldown's a minute. I might be wrong there.
Yeah, about that.
And then the superior gear has each piece of the superior gear you have contributes 5% of an offhand worth of damage based on the shield that you've got. So if you've got
Okay.
if you've got one of the Barrow shields equipped, it will give you 25% of a level 90 offhand. It's pretty awesome.
And then do you want to explain about the difference between the two armors, how you get those two different types of armor, and what the differences are between the armors?
Yeah,
a lot of questions coming in around. the types of armor.
yeah.
I think some of the players are kind of confused about the different sets of armors and levels of armor.
Yeah, so they're both untradeable. The standard set is going to be got from raid currency. So every time you kill one of the bosses, you'll get a set amount of raid currency. For a successful kill, that's guaranteed currency you get per kill. So you'll definitely earn a standard set of raid gear through doing raids eventually. The superior gear is from RNG drops, so that's the awesome.
That's our super rare.
Yeah, that's the awesome.
But it's
rare
still
drop.
still untradeable.
Yeah, that's still untradeable as well. So the standard gear degrades to dust, and the superior gear can be repaired. but neither of them degrade inside raids. So you can use them as much as you like inside raids. It's only if you use them outside that they'll actually degrade.
Okay.
Deg might be able to give us a bit more of an idea on the actual drop chances if you want to talk about those.
Yeah. So the drop chances on the superior set are affected by if you own the regular set. So if you have the full tier 1 set, you double your chances of getting the pieces in the tier 2 set. If you only have the gloves, double the chances of gloves. It will take quite a while to get a full set of the best raids gear. It will probably take you, we're talking ports time here.
Okay, fair enough. Ports times.
Yeah.
That's quite fair enough. I guess that's all you're getting for now at ports time. Judge Neo also asked, will the dungeoneering style forest give dungeoneering experience?
Yeah, I think we described it as like dungeoneering style, but obviously you've seen it. It's not really a dungeon.
No.
Dungeon. It's like
I think you mentioned before. It's just the mechanics.
it's like the logic behind it, like how it works and how it allows us to generate interesting environments. So it doesn't give dungeoneering specifically as XP, but there's lots of stuff in there that gives like one-off XP every day, a little bit of reputation drops. There's obviously the stuff Ollie showed you about the mini quest. Some of that stuff can take place in the forest as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on there, but nothing specifically dungeoneering because it's not really a dungeon.
It's foresteering.
Foresteering, yeah.
Okay. A question that's come through from the chat from Adam Carr is asking, with combat level 98, am I going to get absolutely owned?
Yeah, be alright.
Maybe.
Partially.
It depends on who else you go with.
Yeah.
It depends who's carrying you.
If you're the highest
Who's
level
put-
guy there, you
Who's
might
put you
be
on their
having
back,
trouble.
Yeah,
basically,
exactly.
and carrying you through?
I think they can have a fair shot at it.
Yeah, no, definitely give it a go.
It's one of those things like the better your team work together.
Tell you
Obviously
what, how
it's
about-
teamwork focused?
How about you go in and you let us know?
Yeah. There's no minimum level, so just have a
Yeah.
crack, basically.
What kind of have you aimed boss 1 and obviously boss 2 to be harder than boss 1?
Oh yeah, very much so.
So a boss 1, are we looking at a easier boss?
we're
Are we
aiming
looking at-
around
like,
next.
if we talk, let's say if we talk Virago, Raxor at like the higher end, and maybe actually Gridor's a joke these days.
Yeah.
Like Hellfight
so
King, maybe like below. Like what are we looking at for boss 1?
I'd say
potentially?
boss 1 would be like, it's tricky to say. We were told like next sort of level on release, so like harder for the larger groups before they get to grips with it. I think that's about where it is. Obviously, it looks a lot harder than that on the streams, but obviously a lot of things to figure out there for players. Realistically, I reckon it's probably a little bit harder, but it should be doable with the next sort of entry stuff. Obviously, easy for those people that are really good at PVM. Yakamara is a different story.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nails.
Yeah.
Fun though.
and then it gets harder at the end.
Ina Van asks, what happened to the player named Gaben?
Gaben.
Gaben the
So
Gobi.
he is cool. So you will see Gaben around Mazgab. You'll see him pop up every now and then. He's just a little guy, but he's around.
He's there.
What are you tallying there, Mod Deg?
Oh, there's just some words that Ramen really likes. That I'm just seeing how much he likes them over a given hour period.
So apparently I say
Many
one
times
word
it is.
every time I start talking, but I don't think this is true.
Moving on.
Mr. GW was asking how long approximately it take to get all the tier 90 superior armor sets from raids, but obviously you mentioned we're
Yeah.
looking at port time.
What's time?
Yeah.
Port's time. Roscal asks, is it possible / how long will it take to earn all the rewards through the will I be able to earn them through the non-boss content on Mazgab? As in, can I get any of the armor without doing raids specifically?
We've been through roughly how long it would take. Did we go through that?
No, this-
already?
can you get the
Because,
without
the other part of the question, can you actually get it through service content? So you can get the armor is just available through raids. You have to go and kill the bosses to get that. The abilities are actually tradable, so you can buy them with GP if you want. And then there's like various other things you can unlock through the rep. stuff
Okay,
like
so you just expect the abilities to be some things that players trade as
Yeah, I mean
a
the
loot for
idea
a
is
boss,
like,
or do they get them with rep and then sell them?
I think I think there's a question about a loot lock in a minute, but there is like a limit on how much loot you can get to like help dissuade farming specifically. But there is real big GP, we think, in these abilities. Obviously, if everyone wants Onslaught, that's a lot of people to provide that ability for. If one scroll's coming out, from a group every 2 days, so hopefully there's going to be a lot of big earners there for these people that get lucky because of the tradability there, and they're pretty cool abilities.
Preston Hananaha asks,
You butchered that.
I promise you that's what it says. What happens when I die during a raid? Will I have the ability to rejoin midway through a fight?
So, if you do die during a boss fight, you'll be kicked to death.
You'll be kicked to death.
Well, yeah, you'll be kicked to death. No, so
Wow.
Kicking a man when he's down.
Harsh.
yeah, no, so you will end up back at death. But you will be able to get back to the raids, the raid instance. You'll be able to go back in, but you won't be able to actually rejoin the fight itself. So the rest of the group will have to carry on without you and probably fail.
So what happens with my loot chances
when
then? If what happens if a team makes it and I don't, and they get their loot and I don't get mine?
Still know you qualify for loot,
Yeah.
don't we, yeah.
So you could still get the loot.
So yeah, if you do
Just have
die
to
at the
do it.
start,
Yeah,
Do it again.
if you're still around,
and if your team does manage to get the kill,
yeah,
you will
and
be
then
able
it's
to jump
get the kill.
down
But
loot.
but if the whole group does wipe after that, you'll have to go back in and the boss resets. So there's no wipe
Half
clearing.
killing it, yeah.
So there's no like keeping it going.
No,
Yeah,
you
no.
can't keep the boss engaged. Once everyone wipes, the boss resets, and it's time to go again.
Fair enough. We're taking over from the chat asking, are the new armors degradable, which we already mentioned. Go mention it again because I just said it.
Cool. Yes, they are. I always get this one wrong. So they degrade outside of raids, but they don't degrade inside of raids.
Yep.
Mhm.
And the one degrades to one set.
Yeah,
degrades
the
to
tier,
one.
Yes.
the normal set you get through raid currency degrades to dust.
What are you calling it? Is it just when I right click my armor? What was the name of the mage armor you said it was? The
Primeval.
Primeval.
Primeval. Is it called like tier 1 primeval or is it have a special name?
So the gear is, we've got Primeval is the mage gear, Tempest is the ranged gear, and Terralith is our melee gear.
Ooh, Terralith, I like that.
Yeah. And the superior sets are called Acto Terralith, Acto Tempest, and Acto Primeval.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see the difference.
Okay. Got another one here from Hellring, just highlighted. It says, what are the trim and comp recs? Trim and comp recs.
Yeah, so I think the main thing we've got is the Reaper title. Obviously there's music on the bosses and the areas, but the main thing is obviously the Reaper title. You do have to score a kill on boss 2, which is obviously a requirement for that is killing boss 1.
Yep.
So yeah, you need to kill them.
For
Comp.
this is for comp.
For just comp cape, there's
Yeah.
no trim
trim
specific.
specific.
There's no trim specific.
There is Deg's feats in the raids, which we might talk about in a little bit. They're not on the trim comp cape or anything, but they are like Virago Hamid. They're like beyond the Call of Duty. Look how crazy I am, and you really do have to be crazy for some of those things.
While we're talking about the comp cape requirements, what about final boss? What will happen with final boss?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're taking away your final boss as well. On release, there won't be pet versions, so when you get your insane final boss back, you will also get your insane final boss back. But then later down the line,
Said the same thing.
Yeah.
no, sorry. Okay, sorry. You will lose. You will lose.
Cracking under pressure. Yeah.
You will lose.
It's
Calm down.
happening.
Look, I'm trying not to
Make
say.
it feel,
I'm
feel
trying to
comfortable.
Oh, he's breaking.
Deep breaths.
Deep breath.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. All right. Cool. Let's start again. So that's like 2 for the tally.
All right, go on.
Do you
You will
want me to
lose.
take a question?
You will lose your insane final boss and your final boss title, but you will be able to farm the bosses to get them back.
Okay.
So to give you a
Sorted.
straight answer on that,
Yes.
you can't
lose
farm
it.
the bosses back to back for raid drops, but if you wanted to go back in immediately after you've killed it for your loot, you can go back in for the experience, getting better at the fight, fighting with your team, helping people that might have not fought it yesterday and they want to get their kill today, and also just farming purely for kill
So
count,
get your
timed
100,
runs,
yeah, get your
and
100
final
kills.
boss kill counts, yeah.
Okay. And then for the superior final boss with the pets, you mentioned there are pets to do with it. Are they related to the same final boss?
They're sort of
No.
related to the bosses, but they're not related to the pet system we have for
Yeah.
them. In the
Okay.
future, maybe so, but not for now.
Okay, cool. Got a couple more ones from here. From Axel Au. Can you go into detail about how a grouping system will play a role in raids? If I have a team of 10 clan mates, will the grouping system be required to raid?
So you are required to use a grouping system to go into raids. This is the first piece of content we've done that's actually properly been designed around the grouping system, so it runs a lot smoother with the grouping system than other content that we've got. We've made a few tweaks to the grouping system as well to just make it a little bit easier. But you will have to have a raid group set up through the grouping system to go into raids. So if you have got a group of 10 clan members, just get yourselves in a raid group and invite everyone. You should be good to go.
You don't need to use matchmaking. You can just,
Yeah.
if you've got 10 people ready to go, invite them, go.
Okay.
Yeah, you
I
can
know
start a
that
raid
at the
group.
moment-
Yeah, you
Okay.
can start a raid group without actually registering it for the matchmaking, and that will keep it as a closed group, and then you can just invite the people that you want.
I'm fairly confident at the minute the Ninja team and like Mod
Oh, yeah.
Calpy
They are
looking at
They're doing a
the agreement
spotlight on
system
it, yeah.
to just make it a bit more
Yeah.
straightforward with the interface. But a lot of players are going to ask why force us into the agreement system, because there are a lot of players out there that don't like to use it after.
Yeah.
I mean, the realism of it is the back end of the agreement system is very robust. As we found from our playtest, we didn't use it specifically before we made this update, but as part of our testing and playing through it, you realise that it does do what we need it to do very effectively, and it also means we don't spend our development resource making these systems that don't work as well when we could be making like awesome bosses, surface content, all the stuff we managed to squeeze in. So yeah, again, with the spotlights, hopefully it'll improve it, but there are improvements that have been made, and it's very good at what it does for the raid environment because we've designed raids around it.
Okay. LDRRS asked, do you consider future bosses to tie in with raids? Like any race, any boss that we see in the future, are they going to be a part of raids, or are we going to have bosses that are still, as they are right now, released on the surface world or in a dungeon or like a Raxor Wars?
All right. The simple answer to that is no. There will be other bosses that aren't tied to raids, but obviously with raids we can expand on the story. But you will still see other bosses around the world like Virago, Araxor, and Nex, and they're not tied to raids.
Okay.
Sorted.
So both.
It could go either way. If people want more raid bosses, I'm sure we can deliver more raid bosses, and it's just case by case.
From Dialbino1, will typeless damage, poison, and reflex work in raids?
Some.
Okay.
So like poison, you'll be able to use your little weapon poisons.
And typeless. I made
typeless damage, yeah.
the combat system accept it now, and the raid bosses should be the first stuff that actually supports, like, I think the blood necklace hits for typeless damage,
Yeah.
and that actually works now.
I've used Reflect at Beastmaster and stuff, it seems to work fine.
Should be all be good now.
Cool. Maxing2025, when will the two-handed abilities and halberd changes come to the game? Which I didn't know if you necessarily know about that one, but I just wonder if would they be coming for raids or not.
Sorry, what was the question?
We're fairly sure. We're fairly sure they're coming soon. I think they're maybe a couple of weeks out. It's soon, TM.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Mod
This
Pie
is
and
the
Mod Harrison
two-handed
are working
abilities.
on those.
Yeah, Mod Pie and Harrison are working on them. I think Harrison said today that they're out really soon.
Okay. A question from the chat: any entry fee, and what are the requirements to enter the raid?
Just the ability to survive, really.
So no entry
So
fee.
I mean,
no
you can get
price
to Tusker's
requirements,
portal
and-
with no requirements. You can go through the portal, head north, click the entrance. Good luck.
Right.
Literally, as a level 3, you could go straight into raids. I wouldn't recommend it. But
Hide in a corner and
Yeah,
quiver
it's like,
while
oh
your
no.
team tries
Then
to
you get
kill
attacked
you.
by a dog.
Yeah.
So Subhaven in the chat has also asked, will we be able to get regular drops whilst locked out for the 2-day period? I.e., will I be able to get a unique drop for 2 day on the 2-day lockout?
Yeah, the unique drops are only on the 2-day lockout. Post that is kill count and stuff. We had a lot of back and forth on this point, but we decided to release it in the state where that is the decision we're sticking with for now.
So if I kill it right now, let's say I kill it right now.
Yep.
You
get a shot.
I
at
get
loot.
a shot of loot.
Yep.
Have I got a 2-day lockout then, or is it at midnight? Is it, you know how
It
we
is
kind
at
of
midnight,
standard
yeah, so it's not 48 hours on the dot. It's like your daily resets as
So
well. So I
everyone
could kill
will
it
set
at
the
10
same
too.
time.
Yeah.
I think the question is asking though, like, if say like it drops armor and runes or whatever, can they still go in with the lockout and get the runes?
Yeah.
Oh, right,
so
no,
as in,
no.
like, will I be able to get onyx bolts or
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know, green dehides
Grapevine seeds.
No,
on
you
my
get-
second time I kill it within the 2
on
day period?
first kill, you get drops. Second kill, you get kill count. You don't get drops.
Okay.
No drops whatsoever.
So you said you've been looking backwards and forwards between giving it
Yeah.
a standard drop table as well.
Yeah, at
on
the moment, I
lockout?
think
Any
we
reason as to
we
why
talked
you
to Mod
chose
Osborne
that?
on this. I think we're trying to make it so we don't undervalue the other bosses. If this was the best, these are the best bosses. These are the best bosses for what they drop. If they're best bosses for GP, then there'd be little to no reason to go to other bosses as well. So we're trying to keep the focus balanced, and also treating it more like a new sort of combat D&D raid. So it's not like you have to go there grind every day. So it's just sort of not, rocking the boat for the rest of the PVM game out there.
It also means for that one kill in the 2 days we do get drops, we can guarantee that those are good drops.
Yes,
we
do
can
a
say
lot
that
more
is
drop
definitely
roll.
allowed to be good value on every dropping
Yeah.
kill.
It's also always worth going for the kill.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question from the chat from Sir Hyperus. How will you stop this from becoming another Virago? I.e., how will you encourage teams to teach new players and not only take kind of the elitist?
Well, we have.
I guess that's not us to influence really. It's what other teams want to do.
Hmm.
They work with the boss teaching.
Yeah, but they do
stuff,
work with
that's all
the
integrated.
yeah. I mean the boss stuff where you get kills with people with lower kill count and then get the new points and you can earn the reward. So that's all plugged in as well. However, realistically, the elite people will probably do better on release because that's generally how they operate. But with the lock stuff, I mentioned there's going to be lots of people out of sync, which means they can go back in again and again. And hopefully it just means because of the grouping system works nicely, the clan example is a great one. You could just split up a clan into multiple groups and have a crack at it at your leisure rather than the elitism that comes with it. We've also worked on the choreography, like the telegraphing of the stuff. So like there's overhead boxes. As you might have seen on the playthrough, there's like a new health bar interface that we use, and they have distinct buff icons or debuff icons. So at a glance, you can sort of learn a bit about what's going on.
Okay, so you can see what it's.
Yeah, so
what,
it's not
what
like
a debuff is right now.
Yeah, like
so you
it's
can
very
understand
live.
what's happening
Yeah.
without trying to figure it out by a damage splat.
The best one I can think of is Yakamaru. He has the pools you might have seen, and each pool has a different mechanic. You'll see how it works properly. But when he's in those pools, that bar will update with a little icon, and you hover over it, and the tooltip will tell you pretty much what you can expect from that pool. So we're trying to not handhold, but like we're trying to give a bit more information out, so it's less of a dead, rather so you learn on the fly.
Fair enough. Wayward X asks, will the raids have unique drops apart from the abilities and armor?
Those are the main uniques. The Beastmaster has a pet drop that's unique. Other than that, the other drops are just like a regular drop table made thematically.
Yeah, there are some stuff you haven't seen on normal boss drop tables before, but you'll see them when you kill them.
Jameson's asking, how many roles are there going to be in raids? Are they going to have the general tank and DPSer? Will there be the possibility to open a healer role?
Basically, the roles it'll be the roles that you're used to. So you'll have your tanks, you'll have your DPS, but obviously there's sort of mechanics within the fight that require people to probably be assigned to them. So there'll be like roles like that. But as far as like a healer role or a support role goes, we're hoping that when the Seren quest comes out, we've designed a lot of new abilities that come out with that and prayers and stuff that are hopefully going to like create a support role and also help with the tanking role. So hopefully we'll see people sort of adopt that support role, and you'll have your DPSs, your tanks, and then other people supporting them and enhancing the rest of the group.
I guess I'll just ask another question. You mentioned at the start you've been working on the Seren quest. Had you kind of taken raids into consideration when looking at the spells? And
yeah, that was because even before I was on the team, I was in a lot of the initial brainstorms with these guys, and then when I was designing the abilities for the Seren quest, I was like, raids was at the forefront of my mind. I wanted to fill a niche that wasn't there, which is like a support role. Healer doesn't really work in RuneScape with eating food and stuff like that would kind of ruin it. But yeah, creating a support role and helping out tank roles and basically making group-oriented abilities and prayers, that was like one of the key things I wanted to do.
Alright, cool. Same person, Presta Hania.
They need to send more
Sorry,
questions in. This is great.
What will happen to tier 90 tank power armor or tank power if I die in the wilderness? What happens to my tier 90 tank armor?
No, the
Tank.
the
Oh,
new
the
set.
tank. Yeah.
You said tank power armor.
Oh, it converts to coin. It's
Lots of coins.
It's lots of coins. It's a tasty amount of coins. Basically, if you go into the worldy wearing a set of T90 tank gear, you are going to get piled.
So what would happen if I complete, let's say down the line, I complete my armor, and then can I get a second piece, like a bank space kind of piece, or that I could then obviously get killed and get coins out of, or will I only ever get one piece?
Let's say yes, you could get a second piece. It might take a while.
Yeah, that's a long way down the line.
Yeah. Fair enough. SoT90 asked, you've mentioned that we require a shield for raids. Is it recommended that we own a good shield, or will any shield get the job done? Honestly, a better shield.
Just an iron kite shield will do it. That's all you need.
The best you got, obviously.
Yeah,
and then with the set effects.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a misunderstanding that you're going to require a shield. You don't require a shield at all. Like we're expecting tanks to be more of a role in this. And if you're tanking, yeah, I would imagine you're going to want a shield. But that's mainly because of the set effects that we're providing with the new gear. They're going to make shields pretty awesome.
Yeah. So in playthroughs, like I've gone through it without a shield at all. I've just ranged the whole time. So. It's not like a requirement to go do it.
Okay. Booman Boo is asking from Twitter, how many attempts did your first Yakimaru kill take? I guess it depends if Mod Ramen.
Do we want to be
Ramen
honest
is on the
about
Twitch.
this? There is no honest answer.
Probably not. We'll make
You'll end up
ourselves seem
blaming
like
me
noobs.
somehow.
It's
Like,
generally your fault.
it's not.
If
Yeah, the asphyxiate
if-
on.
if we are
Easy.
being
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Huh?
I just said an ability.
if we are
Provoke.
being honest, is I think
How long has it taken? 4 months because it's still pending.
yeah yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Carl's fault.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
Ollie. And it's
He
Fred's
is-
fault.
Completely.
He is hard.
Yeah, Water Bus is
It's-
super hard.
Yeah.
Do you expect
we've
you
come-
expect
we've
us to
come-
kill it on the first day?
No.
Like,
I'd like to think the elite.
I don't know.
I'm
yeah.
really looking forward to seeing how people do.
We generally test in phases to make sure everything is working as
Yeah.
expected, and when we go on the full playthroughs, we do need more people than us. So
Yeah.
other people sort of aren't as experienced and well coordinated, should I say?
Yeah.
So it makes it a bit trickier.
Yeah.
But we know it should. The individual components work, so we're happy to throw it at the elite.
fair enough. Aaron
It's
Rubik
okay.
also asked, are there
I
any
am
broadcasts for the team that kills the boss first?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there are. So the first team, bear in mind,
How are you going to broadcast the team? Like,
So-
They've made some
yeah.
team broadcasts.
ah.
Yeah,
Deg's
it
fancy
lists
broadcast.
out every single member of the group who managed to get the kill, even the ones who died lost rest of their souls.
Does it list them out as dead?
It doesn't, but I'm going to go upstairs and
yeah.
change it.
You get a little skull icon next to their name.
And this will just be for the first team that kill it, or will there be a couple of...
it's a world first broadcast.
Yeah.
Just like we've done with Araxor and
There's-
Interesting to see if the first team that kills boss 1 will kill boss 2 first.
Just
There's-
quickly, I've just seen in chat someone
Yeah,
said
go ahead.
about loot. It's individual loot. Everyone gets loot when the boss dies. It's not like, oh, there is one set of loot on here. Everyone just like rush the body and see.
So it's not like Armadillo where like someone gets the hill.
Yeah, no,
share it,
it's
or
no loot
personal
shares.
loot.
It's
If
just
your group
everyone.
of 10 gets a kill, everyone gets a
It's
roll.
very much like a Raxor Duo mode. You get
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's
it's
your
an
loot.
individual roll. Obviously, everyone gets like different loot, but everyone gets a chance to loot the body.
Okay. Judge Neo asks, I'll have about 70 relics by the time Raids comes out. Will this get me anything?
You'll
Like the
be able
Augustus.
to, yeah, you'll be able to bank between bosses, and there's 1 or 2 other unlocks that you'll get straight away that I don't remember off the top of my head.
Another question was about the Gobi currency. Is it like a virtual, like a virtual currency, like
The
Thala, for
reputation.
example? So yeah, the reputation.
So,
is it virtual like Thala, or is it a held item I've got? currency?
Gobi reputation isn't an item. You don't spend it to get rewards. It goes up. You get a reward, and it keeps going up.
Like you
It
unlock
never
it as
goes
you
back
hit,
down.
like as you hit
It's
a
a threshold,
threshold.
yeah,
Alright.
exactly.
Raid currency that you get from killing bosses is a physical object, and obviously you do spend that.
Don't drop it on the floor.
Yeah, don't drop it. That'd be a bad idea.
Okay, fair enough. Will there be any titles relating to raids from T13 Blur or T Blur?
These names
You're on
are-
fire
It's
with the
like- 'cause
names
like
today.
a 1-3 can look like a V, right? So does I say T13 Lur or like T Blur? You know, like
Okay.
I gave him both,
Yeah.
so he'd be like, "You got it wrong, you got it right," you know, rather than he just got it wrong.
I'm impressed you don't go with a player ask, because that's what I'd probably do.
Sometimes, if it's a really bad name, I make up my own. So if you ever see any like flip flop 32s, like that's just me. Or like swag pants is another one. Like if you see swag pants, again that's just me.
Well, James is awesome.
Yeah, there are 2 titles that are from doing Gobi reputation things on Mazcab, so not doing any PVM, and there is 1 title for completing every single raid feat. No one will ever get it. Oh my god, have I made that so difficult?
I think there's even an achievement for the first people to get that.
Hang on, is this the
Ooh.
kind of crazy achievement you've
Not-
talked
Not achievement,
Not an
sorry,
achievement.
I mean broadcast, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
actually
there's-
a broadcast, we think it's that tricky.
Is
If-
this,
if
is,
you
this
see-
the, is this like the elitist kind of...
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you see someone with that title, you know they're like they
Very
love.
daring.
they're
Yeah.
amazing.
Alright, fair enough. Satanist Penguin asks, will I have to queue with random players, or do we need to determine a set of people?
You can do both.
you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Up
you
to
can
you.
do
That's
both.
through the group end, isn't
Yeah,
it?
you can queue in the grouping system like with the matchmaking. It'll let you choose which boss you want to queue for. So if you killed boss 1, and well, once you've got a kill on boss 1 and boss 2, you can queue for whichever boss you want whenever you want.
Okay.
If you kill boss 2 in your lockout before you kill boss 1, you will forfeit the loot from boss 1. So, word of
If you
warning
get the
there.
kill.
Hmm?
If you get the kill.
If you get the kill, yeah,
Okay.
you will forfeit the
You can
boss from
queue
boss 1. So,
That one's a lot easier then. It's really advised not to.
Yeah. It's advised that you should go through that.
Someone from the chat was mentioning, what were they mentioning? I forgot. Oh, the Reaper title. Obviously concerns about the Reaper title, completion escapes. If they die and their team completes the fight, will they still?
Yeah, they will.
I think they do. Yeah.
I believe as long as you dealt damage to the boss before you died, then you'll still get the
It
title.
must be pretty bad if you manage to not even
Yeah. If you just sort of
and as long as you are online as well, so don't rage quit. Don't die and rage quit. It's like, oh no kill count for you.
Release date.
Next Monday.
Next Monday.
Yeah, Monday the 13th.
There you go. And then I got one final question, which I thought I'd ask at the end from Jimla RS. When will we be able to see? When will we be able to store superior Void Knight gloves in our player-owned house with our elite Void armor sets? Reason being, right?
This is from you.
This is
your
very.
question.
This is very important, and this is totally relevant to raids, since I'd like to store it back in my player-owned house between raid attempts. So, I thought I'd ask you. It ties in.
tweet at JegXPie that question. He would love to answer it
Or
for
Timbo.
you.
We usually like to send lots of things to my
Yeah,
Timbo.
Timbo.
Either one of them.
Anyone in Ninja, just send it to all of Ninja. They want it.
Yeah, there we go. And then finally from Errolter, a more light-hearted question, just to finish off because we're running out of time, is about what's your favourite boss and then why? There's only, I guess, two to choose
Like
from.
favourite part of raids.
What's your favourite part of raids or boss then? Any area of Mazcab?
All right, I guess I'll
No,
kick
I
off.
want to go before you.
No.
Ollie's
I'm not
You're gonna
stealing
steal
it.
my-
Ollie's going first because he steals his answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ollie.
Always.
So yeah, basically we've had a lot of fun making it, and since I've joined, I've also had a lot of fun adding some Easter eggs in and stuff like that. So my favourite part is all the Easter eggs we put around, and some of which the players I don't think are ever going to find unless we sort of tell them. But yeah, some of them they will hopefully, and hopefully they'll find them funny.
Yeah. I'm basically going to mirror that, but
No,
also say
It takes the pressure off you having to...
like my favourite part of raids is probably Beastmaster Dozag. I think he looks awesome. It's an awesome fight, and I enjoy it. So
It's not very good, is it?
It gets Mod Ramen's seal of
Mod Ramen
approval.
stamp for approval. Ding. I enjoy Beastmaster.
10 out of 10 would die again.
Yeah, anyone else favourite part then?
I think my favourite part is probably the final phase of Yakamaru's fight. However, there's also something I did in Beastmaster, an Easter egg, probably one of the bigger ones, that no one's going to find, but if they do, everyone's going to know about it.
Okay,
We'll have to release it one day.
Yeah,
If no one finds it.
it's too cool.
I think my favourite part was I got really excited by seeing all of the environment art come together and get plugged in. I was really excited by like all of the prototyping of the forest stuff that when Chris and I were working on it, and coming up with ways of making it random and look exciting and different and pretty.
And work.
And work, yeah.
And yourself, Avatar?
Well, like War Boss Yakamaru is awesome. But I actually really like the canal bit between Beastmaster and Water Boss. That actually came together really well. It was
The
started
players
off
got to
as
figure that out.
obviously I have to wait to see that. But it started off as something really small, and it actually developed into something that was really really quite cool.
And final question I wanted to ask but I didn't was about where did the theme come from for Yakamaru? Like, is it just something an artist was inspired with, or?
Well, it was like we had early sort of design meetings and stuff about him, and it was there's the kind of classic Water Boss, which is your big sort of vortex spiral on sort of water elemental thing, and we were like, well, we're doing a Water Boss, let's not do that. What can we do with a Water Boss that's cooler? And we came up with this sort of water snake. Thing.
With like a jellyfish beard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his little jellyfish bit. It's awesome.
We had a
I'll
lot
be
of-
jellyfish now.
We
Oh,
just gave.
God.
Well, I say we came up with it. Like our concept guys came up with it, and it was like, yes, this is awesome.
We had a ton of ideas for mechanics for a Water Boss, and like tons of ideas for what the environment might be like and stuff like that. And I guess it just grew from there, from the brainstorms really.
You got to do a
Yeah.
big shout out to Mod Chili, Mod AOV as well, because the environment guys, whilst they're not here, they've really knocked it out of the park. And
Stunning
like
job.
Ollie said, and Ollie and Fred said, like week on week, like when you come back from holiday, just the environment just gets better and better, and hopefully players really enjoy like exploring it and running around.
also our character and
Oh yeah, not to belittle everyone else.
Yeah.
All the graphics guys have done an amazing
Yeah.
job.
that
Like
that's Mod
being able-
Stuo and Mod Mark XOXO or
yeah,
something
like,
like that.
being able to
Yeah.
pull off the Water Boss in RuneScape is really impressive. Like what he's managed to do, like the animation and everything with it is so
Well, we
cool.
saw it and it looked super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the players are going to be excited. So anyway, raids next week. I guess the final thing to say is Going to mention a few things, but I mean, first of all, I'll just say thank you for coming on and showing off some of the raid stuff again, which I appreciate. The final things we're going to mention are later on this evening of a community stream, of which I'm going to be doing it, and we're going to be doing some custom map clues, so that'll be at 8 PM game time if you'd like to join that. It'll be some good fun. Also, we're going to have coverage on the day of raids on the RuneScape channel in the evening time with Mod Lee, so that'd be pretty cool. So you can look out for that on this channel as well. Make sure you follow the channel and you'll be notified about that. And the final thing is that mods John and Nina will be streaming the Dungeoneering Party at 3 PM game time tomorrow. So, and it's going to be prep for raids. So if you'd like to prep for raids with them, then you can join that tomorrow as well. I guess finally, thanks again for showing off the final raids bit. Cool. What's Kyle's cool count?
What?
So Kyle said cool 9 times, and he also said so 9 times at the start of his sentences.
That's pretty cool.
I feel like you would have said it more than that. I feel like you definitely.
It's only because they made me aware, like in the canteen, they were just like, "Ooh, cool, cool, cool."
He was at the start of everything. He was going, "Cool, so all right."
Anyway, so massive thank you, and we'll see you hopefully next week for another developer Q&A. Bye, guys.
Take care.